So I've had the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 for about half a year now, and I've put a little under 5,000 miles on it already, most of it on one kind of long trip. But I'm ready now to talk about some of the things that are working for me and some of the things are not. Some of the things that are pretty great about it, and some that could be maybe adjusted in future models. I've written a whole article on the pros and cons of using the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 as a sports touring bike. And if you're curious about a more in-depth look into this model, I suggest you take a look at it. It's on TopSpeed.com. I'll put a link below to the article. Take a look. But to just kind of real quickly talk about some of the things that I like and I don't like about this motorcycle. Some of the things that I do like. It's very nimble. On this trip, I got to experience a lot of different road conditions, including going off-road a little bit on street tires, which was a little iffy, but this motorcycle handled it like a champ. Some of the things you'll see in a show I'm working on that'll debut a little bit later on this channel, so stay tuned for that. But like I said, dirt, a lot of twisties, but in different conditions. So we're talking about twisties in Arizona and New Mexico, quite different from the ones in the Ozarks, for example, in Missouri. We also went through the Rockies, elevation changes, weather changes from rain to snow to sun. Handled it like a champ. The engine is beautiful. It just goes when you need it to. But on the negative side of that, it does have two things that I don't like. The gearing is a little off in the first gear, especially. It's borderline useless. You may as well just stay in second gear the entire time. You can start in second gear and you can stop in second gear. It's fine. The other thing is that the heat is not so much an issue when you're in the Rockies and it's snowing. The heat is a bit more of an issue when you're in New Mexico and you're riding through Roswell, which is just a hot 90-degree town all the time. In slow traffic, you're just gonna feel it right on your legs. It's a real big negative, at least for me. Some of the other things that are working, the ergonomics for this motorcycle are very neutral. So you're sitting kind of upright. Handlebars are nice and raised. You do get to experience a little bit of vibrations. The brakes are just peachy. I mean, it stopped me regardless of where I was, as well as the traction control didn't have any issues with that, except for when we encountered some unexpected gravel roads and hard-packed dirt. It's not easy to turn off the traction control on the fly. You have to stop to do it, to go through the menus. I wish Triumph let you do that on the fly, especially on this motorcycle, which would need it. I do want to talk about the mirrors. I don't know what it is about them. Maybe it's just my bike. Maybe it's all the Tiger 660s, but they are very buzzy when you get above 65 miles per hour. I do want to talk about the screen. The screen worked beautifully, especially when I needed it to be raised. You do get a little bit of buffeting at higher speeds. However, it's a trade-off for not getting pelted with rain, high winds, bugs, etc. And when it's super hot, you just lower it and you get that airflow that you really need. The suspension is a little stiff, I would say. There's not much adjustability. It's a budget sport touring bike, I get it. So it's a trade-off. You get what you get. However, even with the luggage, it handled very well. I didn't have any performance issues as far as this motorcycle is concerned. So if you're worried about taking this on a long journey, I wouldn't. It works great, especially if you had done your 600-mile maintenance on it. I can't say it enough, but that triple engine is just chef's kiss. I wish there was cruise control. Longer trips, you need something. Your wrist is just gonna, at some point, just lose all feeling, just go numb. Maybe it's age, it's possible. I'm in my 40s, but man, and I have to say, some of these cruise control aftermarket options, not great. I haven't tried Atlas. Atlas is probably okay, locks it into place. Some of the other ones are a little awkward, the ones that clip down onto the bar and you tighten the screw and it's supposed to hold it. It doesn't really work too well. I wouldn't even bother with those things. Overall, as an owner of this machine, having had it for half a year, 5,000 miles, I would say that my verdict so far is get it. If you can find it under $10,000 or even better, maybe some deal, it is a beautiful machine. It works great as a sports tourer. It is very nimble, fast, and light, but it could also be converted to a semi-dual sport capacity. I did ride on gravel road and I did ride on hard-packed washboard sort of surfaces as well, especially towards the end of the day. And this motorcycle handled it beautifully. Now, mind you, I don't have off-road tires, I don't have a bash plate, I don't have engine guards. So I kind of took it easy, right? But even in its stock form, I didn't have too many issues other than the fact that I couldn't turn off traction control on the fly. So I wouldn't be too worried about it if you're buying it and everything in the Triumph literature says this is road biased only. You can, to a certain degree, turn it into an actual adventure motorcycle if you wanted to. You would get dual sport tires, maybe 70/30 TKC 70s, get some engine guards, which they sell in the aftermarket. You can even find some bash plates as well. Light off-road, it definitely can. I wouldn't necessarily do anything super technical on it. I would avoid true off-roading on it. But if you happen to be in a situation where your pavement runs out and you're forced on hard-packed dirt or gravel, you will have no issues, especially if you're trained and know how to ride off-road. I'm very, very satisfied with this motorcycle. I do want to recommend it for people who want to do some sport touring and maybe a little bit of adventure light off-roading, provided that you make some minor modifications to the motorcycle, namely the tires and maybe a bash plate. I wanted to thank you for watching this video and coming to my channel. There's many other videos that you can watch, especially on this motorcycle. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, a like, comment. Please help my channel grow. Stay tuned for more content like this. If you want to see more things about the Triumph Tiger Sport 660, let me know down below what you want to see. I'll see you next time, guys. Ride safe.